So today we are going to start our new chapter, that is oscillation. Okay, and in that we are going to start with the periodic motion first, then we will go for the oscillation. Okay, so first let us see what is a periodic motion. The thing is that the very famous example, if sun is there, okay, and earth rotates around the sun like this, okay, and if you will take this one as the fixed point, okay, and if the earth, not if, I can say the earth is crossing this fixed point at a certain interval of time, or you can say at a fixed interval of time at each and every time, okay, then it is called as a periodic motion. So what is a periodic motion? If any object crosses a particular destination at a fixed interval of time, then it is called a periodic motion. Like the earth rotates around the sun, okay, so it always crosses this fixed point with a fixed interval of time, right? So this is all known as a periodic motion, right? And next is oscillation. So everybody knows about it. To and fro about a mean position, right? If there is a to and fro motion about a mean position, then it is known as a oscillation. Okay, and the best example is a simple pendulum, right? So to and fro about a mean position is known as a oscillation. Okay, so periodic motion is not a oscillatory motion, but oscillatory motion consists of periodic motion, right? How can we say like that? See, if this is the mean position and pendulum started its journey, it is going and crossing this point, okay, and going to the extreme end. This is the extreme end, this side and this side, okay, and then again it comes back and crosses this mean position at a fixed interval of time, okay, again it goes to the extreme end and again it comes to the mean position with a fixed interval of time. So you can say it is crossing the mean position, okay, this is the mean position, the pendulum is crossing the mean position at a fixed interval of time. That is the definition of periodic motion. So you can say oscillation is also a periodic motion because it crosses a certain point at fixed interval of time. Okay, so these are the basics regarding your oscillation. And next is, what is time period of oscillation? Is very simple. You can say time period after which an oscillating particle cross the same position is called as the time period of oscillation, or time taken to cross a particular position by a oscillating particle is known as the time period of oscillation, right? So what is a complete oscillation? If somebody will ask you what is a complete oscillation, then you can say, if this is the pendulum, okay, then it goes to here, okay, then it comes back to the mean again, okay, and it goes to the extreme end, okay, this side end, okay, then again it comes back. So here the journey finishes. This is the complete rotation, here to here, then here to here, right, and then extreme end to here. Okay, again I am telling you, by overdrawing this one like this, it will go, then it will go like this, and this will come to like this. Okay, so here it finishes its one complete oscillation. Okay, so the time period after which an oscillating particle crosses the same position is called the time period of oscillation. Now next is frequency. So we all know about the frequency, the number of oscillations made in 1 second. Okay, the number of oscillations made in 1 second. In 1 second, how many oscillations made? Okay, that is known as the frequency of oscillation. Okay, we know already what is the frequency's definition. Okay, so in t time, okay, if it is made a rotation of 1, okay, so in 1 second how many oscillations has made? 1 by t. Okay, so this is known as the frequency. Okay, so the number of oscillations made in 1 second is known as the frequency. You can say per second how much oscillation That's why its unit is second inverse. Okay, 1 by t, obviously 1 by t means its unit is second inverse. Right, now the next one, why we call this one as a harmonic motion. Okay, simple harmonic motion we are taking this one as a, okay, as it is not a complex one. Okay, simply it is oscillating from the extreme end to the mean end, right? But why we tell it as a harmonic motion, and to which one we can say as a harmonic motion? Like for an example, in day to day life you can observe we are crossing through our months like January, February, then after that December, okay, then again we are coming back to the January. Okay, and another example is in your song also, the basic of song, that is Saregama. Okay, it is finishing with Nisha. Okay, again it is being repeated. Okay, so that kind of thing which is being maintained or being repeated, okay, after a certain endpoint, that is known as a harmonicity. Okay, that is known as a harmonic motion, right? So here also you can say for the pendulum case, if it is the mean point, it goes like this: 1 2 3 4, and at the extreme end suppose the displacement is 5. Okay, up to this 1 2 3 4 like this. Okay, then after reaching it here, okay, it again comes back like 4 3 2 1, okay, 0, then again repeats its journey as -1 -2 -3 -4, again it reaches to -5. Okay, then again it represents as -5 -4 -3, then again to 0. Okay, this is what a continuous repetition after a certain endpoint. Okay, then it is known as harmonic motion. Okay, here what points are being repeated? You can see here your displacement is repeated here, because the 1 2 and all these three, once it is going from mean position to the extreme end, it is taken as one quantity, and while again it is repeating back to the, or coming back to the mean position, again the same number is being repeated, right? So you can say here the displacement is a repeating quantity, acceleration, velocity, all these are repeating in the motion. So what is a harmonic motion? If a body is moving in such a way that with increase of time it repeats its value of displacement, velocity, acceleration, and it can be represented in the function of sine and cos. Okay, it can be represented with the function of sine and cos mathematically, then it is known as a, what you can say, harmonic motion. So you can know very simply, your in mathematics also two functions are there, sine theta and cos theta, both are also harmonic in nature. How? So you can say here, if you can see this table, you can get the picture clearly that with increasing the value of theta, okay, with increasing the value of theta, the numbers after a certain endpoint, it's being repeated again. For an example, if I will take the theta value and the sine value here, so for the 0 degree it is giving me the value 0, for the 90 degree it is giving 1, for 180 degree it is giving 0, again for the 270 degree -1, 360 degree is 0. See here, 0 for the, I can express this one in the pendulum case also. 0 is the mean position. If I will take the extreme end is the maximum, so maximum will be considered as 1 always. Okay, maximum will be considered as 1, right? So if I will take the displacement of 1 at this side, okay, so 0 1, then again it is coming back, okay, this is 1, then it is coming back to 0. You can see at 180 degree 0, 270 degree again it is going back to the this side, this is -1. Okay, then after that at 360 degree it is 0. Okay, so you can see here the values are repeating after a certain interval of time, right? So in pendulum also you can observe the same thing. Okay, always remember the minimum is always taken as 0, and the maximum, that is the extreme end, is always taken at the 1. Always is having a two end, one is positive end, positive extreme end, and a negative extreme end, right? It is arbitrary. And you can say here for the angle of theta you can get the harmonicity, right? And if you want to draw the diagram, how can you draw the diagram? As you can take it as sinusoidal graph. So for the 0 degree value is 0, then the next one is 90 degree, right? And the next one is 180 degree, okay, 180. The next one is 270, okay. Then the next one is 360, because 360 degree is our complete rotation. As you can say in the circular form, I will show it you later on, okay. So in 0 degree, the value is 0, so the point is here, okay. Then it will start where it is maximum at 90 degree, because 90 degree the value is 1, so the graph is like this. Here is the maximum point, okay. So the graph is like this, okay. Then at 180 degree it is 0, that means coming back to the 0th point, right? And in the 270 degree again it is negative maximum. Here is the 270 degree, it is negative maximum. See here 270 degree, as you can see here, here it is negative maximum, that is -1. Amplitude is -1, okay. I will tell you regarding the amplitude also. Next, at the 360 degree it is 0, so it is coming back to the 0th position, okay. So this graph is known as the sinusoidal graph. So you can say this is known as the harmonicity. 0 1 0, again -1, and again 0, okay. So the value, or you can say the repetition, takes place after a certain end, okay. 0 1 0, then after that continue -1 0 -1, again 0, then again 0 plus 1, then again 0, then 0 -1, then 0, like this it will continue, okay. So this is known as the sinusoidal graph. So anyway, we are taking this one in the form of sine always, because cos sine is always gives us cos of 90 degree minus theta equal to sine theta. We can also represent the waveform in the cosine wave also, but generally we are taking sine as it is giving or starting from the 0th point, okay. Always the pendulum starts its journey from the mean position, that is the 0th position. So always we are taking the sine theta as the basic one. So you can say this one is the harmonic wave, okay. And if you will take not harmonic wave or inharmonic in nature, if something you want to represent, then the diagram will be certain like this, okay. This diagram is for an example, a car started its journey, okay. A car has started its journey, and after that somewhere it applies the brake, okay. Somewhere it applies the brake, okay. Again he increased his acceleration, then again it comes back to 0, then again some brake was there or something like this, again to 0, again he applied the brake, okay. Like this condition is not a harmonic, because a continuous variation is taking place at the peak position, right? So this kind of thing are not harmonic in nature. So basically you got to know what is harmonic. If you can see here, harmonic wave, if a body is moving in such a way that with increase of time it repeats its value of displacement, velocity and acceleration, and it can be represented in the form of sine and cos, okay. So that's why it is known as a harmonic in nature, okay. Continuous repetition will take place, nowhere you can find there will be a degradation. 0 then 1 then 0, then again, because it's a continuous one, then -1 again 0, then +1 again 0, then -1, okay. So this will be like this, okay. So certain after the January, February, March and November, December, and again we are going to the January, again we are going to the December, like this, okay. So this is a harmonicity that we are maintaining. Next, the very best example to represent your SHM, that is the simple harmonic motion of a pendulum, is in the form of a circular motion, okay. Because simple harmonic motion is the best way, or you can say circular motion is the best way to represent your simple harmonic motion. As you can see here, if I will show you the diagram, then it is like this, okay. You can start your journey at 0, okay, then 90, then 180, then 270, okay. Or you can say for the simple pendulum, as it is doing from the 0th end, then the positive extreme end 1, okay, then to the negative extreme end, okay. So it can be represented as 0th position, then positive extreme 1, then coming back to 0 again, then goes to the negative maximum, then coming back to the 0th position. Okay, so this one I can represent with the circular form. Okay, and this one also carries a 3-mark question. Okay, how can you represent oscillatory wave in a circular motion? Okay, so first one, let us take it as the particle is here. Okay, and it started its journey and reached to this point. Let us take the particle as point P. Okay, so the point P has reached here. Okay, it makes an angle theta. Okay, it makes an angle theta. If I want to show the displacement, okay, all of you observe it clearly without disturbing yourself. So this one you can see that a particle has reached to this position at an angle of theta. Then what is this angle theta? Suppose this one is the, what you can say, displacement, angular displacement. Okay, so how can I will represent the theta? As we know it earlier, your omega is equal to, or you can say for small d omega, small angular velocity, velocity's formula is displacement, change in displacement over change in time. So I can write it as d theta upon dt, right? So I can write it as d theta is equal to d omega into dt. Okay, so for the full calculation it will be theta is equal to omega into t. Okay, the theta is equal to omega into t. Okay, this is knowing as the phasor. Okay, or you can say this is the phase. This is the phase of the movement. Okay, what is theta is equal to omega into t? This you need to remember. So instead of representing here theta, we can represent this particle's angle as omega t. And what is omega t gives us? The phase. Phase means a angle. Okay, in physics language, phase means a angle. Like if I will take the time period, that is capital T, okay, then omega value we know it very well. What is omega? Omega is equal to 2 pi by t, right? So if I will take this one omega t, and if I will place the value omega is equal to 2 pi by t, and this t as capital T, if I will cancel, then I will get the phase. What is the phase? 2 pi. Okay, because what I have taken the time period as the total time t. Okay, so how can you say it is the total time? Total time is just thing like this. If it is like this, then first problem is your 0. Okay, second term will be your t by 2. Okay, this one will be t by 2. This point is your t by 4. Okay, this is t by 2. This is 3t by 4. Okay, and last is your t. Okay, so 0 to t is your full cycle of rotation. Okay, so it may be represented as like this. Okay, it may be represented as like this. Okay, so for the full time 0, then t by 4, then t by 2, then 3t by 4, then t. Okay, so what is the full cycle of rotation? 0 to t. Okay, and what is the full phase of rotation? If somebody will ask you what is the full angle of rotation, you know it very well. First one is 90 degree, 0, then pi by 2. Okay, first one is pi by 2, then it is pi. Okay, pi is 180 degree. Okay, the next one will be 3 pi by 2, and last will be your 2 pi. So what is the full cycle of rotation? 0 to 2 pi. Okay, you can see it here like this. Okay, so what is the full cycle of rotation? 0 to pi. Okay, here also you can see in the figure, it is clearly being mentioned that is starting from 0, then 90 degree, then 180 degree, then 270 degree. Now the term is how to represent this one. Okay, let us represent it clearly. So what I have done, the particle has reached here at a point P, and the angle it has made is omega t. Okay, if it has made a omega t, if I want to find out the displacement, how can I will find the displacement? Simply I will draw the foot of the particle P. Okay, the foot of the particle P. Okay, and now this one, this to this, will give you the displacement y. Okay, how much it has displaced from the point 0. Okay, this is the mean point 0. Okay, now the particle has reached here. Okay, if it has reached here, then how can I will find the displacement? Just draw the feet. Okay, then here you can show it, this point is the displacement. Okay, so again, if it will reach here at the extreme end, then obviously where will be the displacement? Here will be the displacement, the total displacement will be here. Next, when the point will reach here, okay, when the point will reach here at this point, okay, where will be the displacement? Here will be the displacement, right? This to this. Okay, next, when the point will reach here, this will be the displacement. Okay, now when the point will reach here, this will be the displacement. Okay, now when the point will reach here at this point, then this will be the total, will be the displacement. Okay, next, when it will reach here, this will be the displacement. Again, for the point this one, this will be the displacement. And you can see here, if I will take this point as P and the foot as the point Q, then you can say where the point P is doing a circular motion but Q is doing a oscillatory motion, right? So here you can represent a circular or you can say simple harmonic motion in the form of a circular motion. It always represented in the form of like this because it has already discovered. So the thing is that what you need to remember, while your P is doing a circular motion but your Q is doing a oscillatory motion, because for the each position of point P the Q value is just increasing to the top point, then coming back to 0. How it is coming back to 0? When the point P is here, okay, it is coming back to this maximum. Okay, this point, where is this one? 0. Then again for this point, for the negative maximum, okay, for the negative maximum, when the point will reach here, okay, where will be the point? The Q point will be here, there will be the Q point. Okay, when the point P is here, okay, then again it starts on decreasing. Here the Q point, and when the Q is P is here, the Q will decrease. Like this the Q will move. Okay, like this the Q will move. Okay, so how the Q is moving? Like this. Once it will move in the upward direction, once it will come back to the mean position. Okay, and then it goes to the negative maximum, then again comes back to the mean position. So what kind of motion the Q is doing? The Q is doing a oscillatory motion, right? So now let's go back to the concept as I have showed you in a perfect manner. So you can see here, at t equal to 0, when the time was 0, the t equal to, when the time t equal to t, okay, the displacement or the theta, angular displacement theta is equal to omega t. And if I want to find out the y, then how can I will find out this y? Clearly I can find out this y by using this diagram. All of you observe it clearly. If this is P, okay, this is omega t, okay, this point, okay, is Q, okay, this to this distance is y, this displacement. If this displacement is y, then obviously this displacement is also y. Okay, now take this triangle, okay, take this triangle, and if I will find out your sine omega t, okay, then what will be the formula? Sine omega t equal to, if I will take the radius as a, this radius as a, radius of the particle is a, then you can say sine omega t equal to what upon what? Y upon a. Okay, y upon a. So here you can see here clearly as I have drawn the diagram, if this one is y, this displacement is y, the point P is here. So for this one, foot is this one, then this to this is the displacement. What is the displacement? Y. So if y is the displacement from this side, then this side is also y. Okay, if this side is y, then how can I will draw? If I will take this triangle, okay, then what I can write? Sine omega t is equal to, sine omega t equal to y upon a. Okay, y upon a. This y perpendicular upon the hypotenuse, y upon a, for this triangle. Okay, y upon a. So sin omega t equal to y upon a. So what should be the displacement? Because we need the displacement, because we need the only the oscillatory part, we don't need the circular part, because we already read this one. So for the oscillatory displacement y, the formula is y is equal to a will go there and will be multiplied with sin omega t. So the formula is a sin omega t. Okay, y equal to a sin omega t. Okay, so this is the very important, what you can say, formula for simple harmonic motion, and we are going to read it in the second year also, while we will study the chapter alternating current. Okay, so now next one, it is the description I have mentioned here. P is a point having a circular motion with radius of a, then q is the foot of the perpendicular on the diameter, and you can represent nu as the frequency. The symbol is like this, nu, or you can use the word f, not an issue. Formula is 1 upon t, and here amplitude is the word, that is maximum displacement on either side. What are the maximum displacement? So if when the particle point P will reach at this point, okay, this is the maximum one, this is known as the positive extreme point. Okay, again it will decrease its value, then come back to 0, and when it will go to this point, this is the negative maximum point. Okay, so it has two peak points, one is positive maximum, one is negative maximum. Okay, these two are known as amplitude. Okay, these two are known as the amplitudes. Okay, so what is the amplitude? Maximum displacement on either side. Why I used the word either side? You can see it here, this side as well as this side. Okay, so this is the full form of your circular motion and relation of the SHM with the circular motion, simple harmonic motion with the circular motion. You can represent it, because I already told you it is also repeating its value, pendulum 0 1 -1, then again 0. Okay, and it is a continuous process. So here also in the circular motion, you can see here, if I will draw the diagram, this is 0 1, then again 0 -1, then again 0. It is continuing. Okay, so if you will increase the P's velocity, okay, then Q will also increase. Okay, who is P and who is Q? The P is here, this one, the P is the particle who is doing the this motion. Okay, and Q is who? Q is the point who is doing the simple harmonic motion. So if you will increase the velocity of P, then obviously the Q will also means do the simple harmonic motion like this, or you can say oscillate like this with a increased motion. So both of them consist of the omega. Okay, so now next one is for the velocity. You can easily find out. How can I will find the velocity? That is equation of velocity. It is of the 2-mark question. How can I will find? Y equal to a sin omega t, just now we found, and y is what? Displacement, and velocity formula is what? Change in displacement over time. So simply a derivation. So that is the differentiation d by dt of y, that is a sin omega t. Okay, so who is constant here? A, take it outside. Okay, and remember differentiation, okay, differentiation of sine theta, d by d theta of sine theta, always remember the formula is cos theta. Okay, but here if I will take the d by dt, okay, d by dt of sine omega t, okay, then the formula will be quite changed. That is, there is a, what you can say, constant particle is there, omega. So constant will be written like this outside, omega, and what is the differentiation of sine omega t? Cos omega t. So the formula is omega cos omega t. Okay, now let us see the formula, d by dt of a sin omega t. So a will take an outside, and what is d by dt of sin omega t? That is omega cos omega t. Okay, just now we found. And I can also represent it if I want to find out. This is the one formula, v equal to a omega cos omega t. But if I will find out in the form of amplitude and y, okay, then also I can find it out. How can I will find it out? if a omega I will take outside like this, then I can take it cos omega t as cos square omega t is root over cos square omega t is root over. That means what? The same thing only, because cos square omega t is root over means to the power half, right? So this one will be cancelled. So this is only cos omega t. So I have represented in a different form cos square omega t. So what is cos square omega t? 1 minus sin square omega t root over. Okay, and if I will take the a inside, so it will become a square here, and it will become a square sin square omega t. Okay, because if I will take the a common from this total equation, obviously if I will take the a common, then I will get the previous equation. This is the playing of the equations, nothing else. So omega multiplied with the root over of a square minus a square sin square omega t. Why I am doing so? Because I need the expression of v in terms of a and y. Okay, now here omega root over of a square. Okay, now what is a sin omega t? A sin omega t is y, but a square sin square omega t is what? Y square, right? Y equal to a sin omega t. Okay, but y square equal to a square sin square omega t, so that will become y square. Okay, so what will be the formula for v? Another formula, b formula is omega root over of a square minus of y square. Okay, so let us stop the recording here.